your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
On this Monday evening, we do have our temperatures that have been quite chilly, and they remain that way going into the overnight hours tonight. 43 degrees in Champaign, as well as in Decatur, 42 in Bloomington, 46 though in Paris, and Effingham, and 44 in Springfield, which is where we have our Flooring America weather camera up on our roofing dog INET, showing that we've got kind of partly cloudy skies out there. We do expect there to be more cloud cover overnight tonight at times, but the main thing today has been very windy, and that has made things feel very chilly out there. Winds right now gusting still out of the northwest, up to around 30, close to 35 miles per hour. So our forecast planner overnight tonight, we'll see clouds on the increase, and we'll continue to talk about cold temperatures for much of this week. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
During this time, we've had to be a little bit more creative.
They're on the front lines of this crisis, what it's like to be a nurse helping fight COVID-19.
We are the first police academy in the state of Illinois.
And the pandemic isn't going to stop that. How things are about to change when it comes to new recruits.
The unemployment line in Illinois is longer than it has ever been, why many workers may have to wait another month to get their first check.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
As you can imagine, being a nurse at this time is challenging sometimes.
Carle Hospital in Urbana is caring for 9 COVID-19 patients right now, and the hospital staff have been working hard to keep up with the growing need and constant changes during this pandemic. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting talked with the nursing leader at Carle, and she has the story.
Keeping a hospital running takes the combined effort of a lot of people. Teresa Green is one of those dedicated workers. She oversees the nursing staff at the hospital, where they're caring for 9 COVID-19 patients.
We try to do everything that we can for the patient in that one time so that we're really conserving our PPE and making sure that we're limiting the number of times that we're having to go travel throughout a department.
Staff are also limiting face-to-face interaction.
And I think we all enjoy communicating with one another face-to-face, but during this time we've had to be a little bit more creative. So whether that's via Zoom meetings or emails.
Carle has implemented some ways to keep nurses from wearing work clothes home.
At the hospital here in Urbana, we have a scrub central, which is amazing, so we can change out of scrubs before we even go home. And then in terms of PPE, anyone that walks in the building has access to a mask as soon as they walk into the building.
One thing that nurses want people to remember is that even though they're taking care of COVID-19 patients, they are still here for people who need other necessary care.
If you are having any symptoms that are emergent, such as chest pain, shortness of breath, any symptoms of stroke, we absolutely do not want you to hesitate to come to the emergency room to receive the care that you need.
But while the work can be exhausting, Green says it's more rewarding than anything else.
At Carle, we have this opportunity to serve our community in a really meaningful way during this time. So it's easy to find gratitude in those moments where we know that we're doing everything that we can to keep the community safe.
In Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Now, Carle is still taking donations of N95 masks and any cloth masks you might have. They ask everyone to follow CDC guidelines and wear one while in public, but to also be aware they don't prevent the spread. The best thing you can do is stay home. 74 more people have died from COVID-19. That makes 794 deaths total in the state of Illinois. There are more than 1,100 new cases, and that brings the total cases to around 22,000. That is now in 87 counties in Illinois. Now, most of the cases in Macon County are related to a senior facility in Decatur. The health department confirms 31 of the 42 people are tied to Fair Havens. The CDC and state public health have guidelines for facilities after they have confirmation of a positive test. It includes ending all group activities, performing temperature checks for residents and staff, and limiting visitation to essential personnel. Decatur City Manager wants people living there to be aware of what's going on so they can slow the spread.
People need to know that if you've had any contact with the staff or with other people that may have come and gone from Fairhaven, to take the appropriate action, to be careful and be cognizant of your symptoms.
Now, Macon County Public Health says they normally wouldn't identify long-term senior facilities, but they say they're letting people know about this one to keep communication open with the community. Hundreds of state workers are racing to process a record number of claims from workers wanting unemployment benefits, but frustrations are piling up from those who can't get through the logjam. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield tonight. Mark, the governor defended his team from critics who say they should have planned for this.
Jennifer, that's right. The timeline is key here. It was 5 weeks ago that Governor Pritzker started holding these daily coronavirus press briefings. He's had this task force and this team looking at the coronavirus every day since. And it was more than 3 weeks ago that he ordered all non-essential businesses to stop their operations. That's that time that they've had until now, and yet still the state's unemployment website undergoing a lot of stress, people still having a tough time getting through and reaching someone. That's why House Republicans today shared just a few of the flood of complaints that are coming into their offices.
Some constituents have told me that they have tried every day for the last 2 weeks to get a hold of a live person at IDES and have had no success.
House Republicans joined their leader Jim Durkin in a video call Monday morning to demand an immediate fix to the state's sagging unemployment system.
These are people desperately asking for help.
Governor Pritzker blamed the delays on outdated computer systems and a record number of new jobless claims flooding the system.
We've assigned hundreds of state employees to work around the clock to respond at the fastest rate possible.
Durkin called on Governor Pritzker to enlist the help of state workers at other agencies to pitch in and help out.
The demand continues to exceed the manpower at IDES.
The governor said the state's IT agency overhauled the main unemployment website. Google and other tech firms built a virtual bot to answer frequently asked questions 24/7. And the state is working to expand new benefits Congress made available last month. At his daily press conference Monday afternoon, Pritzker appeared to bristle at criticism coming from across the aisle.
I draw a distinction between those who stand up in this moment and try to help and those who, hold press conferences to complain.
But House Republican Grant Worley pointed out the governor has pointed a finger of blame at the president more than once during the coronavirus outbreak.
But he has absolutely no oversight of the federal government. He has 100% oversight of IDES. It is time for this governor to step up and fix the problems with IDES and not just complain about things at the federal level. This is 100% under his control.
Governor Pritzker has credited and even said he's grateful to some of the progress from the federal government since he started complaining and criticizing the White House. Perhaps House Republicans could see some more action here as well. The governor did acknowledge that this unemployment website remains a work in progress. By the way, if you're one of those 1099 self-employed contractors in the gig economy and you're looking to file unemployment claims, the governor did say still file that application, go through the process. Even if you're denied initially, you'll be queued up and ready to go so that Illinois can process your unemployment benefits starting by the new deadline of May 11. And Jennifer, that's a month off. States like Michigan and Georgia already have their 1099 contractor benefits up and available today.
Yeah, that's still a long time away. All right, Mark, thank you. There's been a rash of missing people in central Illinois. Authorities are looking for 3. We have an update, and also tonight.
So as I step beside the person, I'm working this.
Police recruits are getting ready to join the force. What's different about the way they're training for it now?
Temperatures late last night actually were warmer than where they were this afternoon, and as a result, it's definitely been feeling pretty chilly out there today. We should normally be around 63. We were nowhere close to that. So coming up, you are calling for a cold week this week with the chance for some snow mixing in. But the good news is things do warm up by the weekend. We'll have all the latest on that next.